What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Dead on Dave. And boy, I was about ready to go to sleep, but we got some big news that just broke. John Cena, who just took some time off from the WWE to film a brand new fitness show and just made his triumphant return, and was in no doubt in huge plans to be a part of WrestleMania 32 in Texas. He was going to probably be a big draw somewhere, whether it would be with the Undertaker or whoever it was going to be. Well, those plans have now changed because the man is hurt, and it's a big one. This one doesn't seem like your everyday type of injury. This one seems like be a little bit more serious, and I'm on the wrong background, so let's try the right background. This is not a Raw review. It's Dead on Dave Live, so it's pretty crazy. John Cena getting hurt like this, not something that you think that it wouldn't be completely out of nowhere, but it just happened. We have no idea exactly why. The things that are being broken right now is from wrestling.com. So I'm going to go off some of the stuff that I'm seeing here. John Cena announced this on Twitter earlier this evening, and he's going to Birmingham, Alabama with a rotator cuff tear, and he will be at least missing WrestleMania 32. There was rumors that he was supposed to take on The Undertaker, but who knows about that. This is it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. Once again, another wrestler is falling prey to the rash of shoulder injuries. And he's going to Birmingham, Alabama. Shoulder injuries seem to be just happening one after another. They just don't seem to be stopping. Now, I'm under the belief that this keeps happening because overtraining. I think the CrossFit people might not be doing it properly, things of that nature, and people just keep getting hurt. But it's not just because of CrossFit. It's just overtraining in general is not good for you. I mean, all these fitness nuts out there, and believe me, I understand the irony. I'm a big fat guy. But I've also been in the Army. I've taken master classes in physical fitness. I know a little bit about physical fitness and what your body can take and more importantly, what it really can't take. And because I was in the Army for a decade, I do kind of know something about putting undue wear and tear on your body. And these workout fanatics, these guys who just really put so much into themselves and boom, they burn out parts of their bodies, especially joints and things like that. And it looks like that may have happened in this situation. Now, the interesting thing with shoulder tears is this could have been lingering for a long time. We know he works out like a demon. So who knows when this happened? Who knows how long he's been suffering with it? Did he get hurt in a match? I mean, who knows? Did he miss Raw because of this? All these questions are just completely up in the air right now. So we know he's hurt. We know he's out for at least 6 months, probably 9. John Cena, he heals very quick, so maybe he'll make WrestleMania. You never know. But no, it really does look like he's going to be out for a good amount of time, missing WrestleMania. But other than that, what does this mean? What's the impact here? Well, I'm pretty sure the WWE, if they have not already gotten the signatures from AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, Anderson, and Gallows, well, they will be now. And if they did already sign, they're making sure that ink gets dry really, really fast, because I guarantee you they want to lock this down. They need these guys more than ever now, especially the two that are already WWE ready. And of course, that's AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. And probably the other two guys are ready too, but I think they're a better placement in NXT for the moment. It's big news. This changes things. Maybe it changes some of the people who are down in NXT who are going to be staying there a little bit longer. Sami Zayn seems to me the most affected by this injury. Balor, I'm not sure if he's coming up yet. I don't think it's time for him quite yet. He can still do things in NXT, but Sami Zayn has got all the characteristics that they want to be a John Cena-like fill-in. I mean, I could really see him being in those plans to be the guy to really step in and fill those shoes. And we'll see if that is indeed what's going to happen. I'm pretty shocked by it, to be completely honest. I'm wondering if this is one of those situations that'll actually be good for WWE. I mean, Seth Rollins getting hurt. We did have to suffer through some unique booking situations, but at the same time, I think that it also opened up WWE to some new possibilities. Now losing John Cena, the original John Cena, and not Roman Reigns, John Cena 2.0, losing him is going to put more pressure on WWE to maybe be a little bit more progressive, a little more proactive, and really push the envelope just a little bit more. Let's face it, if at worst it changes the Undertaker match. A lot of people thought it was going to be Undertaker and John Cena. Now, at the very least, it changes that. I was under the impression that I was getting from just the booking things that John Cena was going to be taking on Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Now, who knows what's going to happen? So now it really seems the question has to be asked, who is going to be stepping in? Do they reach out to Daniel Bryan? Do they finally clear him? I don't think it affects Daniel Bryan, because I honestly believe this is not about just keeping Daniel Bryan down because they want to keep him down. I firmly believe that they feel their doctors are telling them the right things to not let this guy back in because he's an injury risk. And he, with everybody else suing WWE when they get older, if you think Kurt Angle is not going to sue the shit out of people when he's 60, or his family is going to sue people when he dies at a young age, hope not. But, the wrestlers, especially guys like him, who've had some drug abuse, who've had to put a lot of wear and tear on his bodies, they tend to go a little younger. And I hope that's not the case, because I love me some Kurt Angle. But still, these are the things that happen, and they want to try and minimize that as much as they can going forward. So you got to figure keeping Daniel Bryan out is something that they're probably going to do unless they're 100% convinced that he is not an injury risk. Now, that being said, who knows what's going to happen at this point? They might get desperate enough. Yeah, I don't see it happening because I think they have enough talent down in NXT that they can bring up to kind of fill the void. They haven't done terribly with John Cena out for as long as he's been out. I think that they can continue to build off of where they're going. So it's going to be very interesting to see where this goes from this point. I think Sami Zayn is going to be the biggest benefactor from this. I see him coming up. It's got to come up quickly, I'm assuming. There's no point in keeping him down. But AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura, maybe the plans for them just changed. It's pretty crazy. Maybe the plans for them are going to be bigger than maybe they originally were. It's pretty crazy, man. This is an interesting one. So now let's hear from you guys, man. I'm going to take a few minutes worth of calls. You can call in on Skype at David Vancura, DavidVancura, or use the number 702-751-2902. Go ahead and call in. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Who do you think is going to be stepping in for John Cena? And, God, how much does this hurt WWE? Or does it hurt WWE at all? Does it hurt him at all? Because I think some people can make the argument that maybe the WWE needs things like this to happen. They need to lose some of the people that they constantly bank on. They're not banking on them. They're banking on these people to force them to step out of the box a little bit more. It's pretty interesting, and it's definitely going to send some things into flux. I don't think it's a full alarm panic situation, but it certainly is something that's going to make WWE think a little bit more outside of the box, or at least one would hope. Or it could be a double down on Roman Reigns time. We'll see. It hurts them, obviously, in one respect when talking about WrestleMania. They need to fill up 100,000 seats. I don't think anything less than 100,000 will do for the WWE. They want 100,000. That's what they want. So if they don't get that, it's a failure for them. 90,000, that sets the record. It's not what they want. They want 100. They want that 6 digits, man. Trust me. This is it's going to hurt that, because John Cena, as much as us smarks, us who think we know better than the WWE, as much as we want to think that John Cena doesn't matter, he matters, and he matters a whole hell of a lot. And this is going to definitely hurt the possibilities of setting up more marquee matches. If for no other reason, then somebody's got to step in his place if he was indeed taking on The Undertaker or wherever else he was on the card. You know, I was very excited to see what he was going to do with his entire situation earlier. And, you know, when he came back, he was full of piss and vinegar. And I was excited to see what he was going to do with one Mr. Del Rio. So, I don't know. Let's take a call. Matt J., you're live with Dead on Dave. What you got?
What is going on? Holy dude! I didn't even know this happened until I just stopped by your channel and I'm like, Cena's out 6 to 9 months. What the hell is going on?
Yeah, I know. Another shoulder injury. Another guy hurting his shoulder, out for a long time. That's to add to the list of Tommy, Sami Zayn, fucking Sin Cara, Cesaro, and Uso. Everybody's getting hurt with damn shoulders. I think this could change plans for The Rock. If The Rock wasn't going to be wrestling, I bet you they're going to have another conversation about it now. This changes things. Rock Undertaker. Maybe Rock steps in where Cena was supposed to be. Maybe Rock Triple H is definitely going to happen. I don't know. What do you think is going to happen? And what do you think of this injury?
I mean, like, the amount of shoulder injuries that are happening right now, like you said, Tommy, Zayn, Cesaro, I mean, it's all over the place. But I think if you want a guy to match merch sales like Cena, I think you bring in Sami Zayn.
That's what I'm saying. I think Sami Zayn's got to be the correct answer. Any final thoughts? I'm going to try to get some other callers. I don't want to be on for an hour. It's 4:30 in the morning. I'm tired.
One more question. You're going to be going live for SmackDown tomorrow?
Of course I will. I'll be live right after SmackDown tomorrow night, and I'm sure we'll be talking about this.
All right. See you then, man.
Thanks, Matt J. I appreciate that. Let's go ahead and take another call. Pittsburgh boy, the original Roman Reigns got hurt. What do you think about this?
Of course, John Cena, he's a big name, and
Huge name.
He can mean a lot for the company. But, what plans do you think they could have had for him? Being gone for a week, and then a couple weeks later he comes back and he's hurt again. What do you think they could have done for him?
Everything that I was reading was indicating that he was going to be taking on The Undertaker. I didn't see any setup to that. I don't know how they were thinking.
Was that Meltzer?
But I don't know. I know I've read it other places. I don't read Meltzer unless I see someone else talking about Meltzer. But, it's pretty crazy. If that was the case, it's not an easy position to fill. If it's not going to be Cena taking on The Undertaker and they got to move someone else into that slot, where do you go? It's really does change things. It's an interesting situation.
Because I've heard things about Cena taking on Undertaker or Cena versus Reigns, or I've heard different things.
Yeah, Cena versus Reigns is something I was thinking might happen, but I think this ultimately might help WWE. At least it's going to push them in a direction of trying to do a little bit things differently. We'll see. Final thoughts, Mr. Pittsburgh? I got a bunch of callers, man. People want to talk about this shit.
Real fast, what did he do to get hurt? Because I didn't hear
the exact reason why he got hurt has not been released. At least I haven't seen it yet. So I don't know. I don't know at this point. He wrestled on the 30th, but we really don't know. There's not a lot of information about it. So the more will come. I'm sure it happened in training or something like that. It does. It's a cautionary tale. People overtrain like a mug, and maybe he got hurt doing that. Maybe he got hurt during the Del Rio match. I have no idea. I appreciate it, Pittsburgh boy. Take it easy, buddy.
All right, man. You too.
All right. Let's bring in Too Tall from XLT Live Podcast, my good friend, my co-host on many of my little review shows and stuff. What's going on, man? This is crazy shit.
Hello. How you doing, man?
No John Cena for the next 6 months. I'm devastated. How do you think I'm
really
doing?
Devastated?
No, I'm not. Am I 12?
No.
Look, I never want anyone to get hurt. So from that standpoint, it is it's a little upsetting. The guy he's earned a hell of a reputation. He's had a hell of a career. It just sucks that at his age, now he's going to go through a really, really difficult injury. A torn rotator cuff is hard. It's tough. It's rough for young guys, let alone older guys. And especially ones that are muscleheads like he is. This is not an easy injury.
No, but I mean, aside from it's unfortunate for him as a person. Okay, people forget John Cena as a person.
Yeah,
he's a human being.
We do tend to forget that.
That he got injured. But in other news, for WWE with his injury, it's time to move some changes, time to make some changes, move some puzzle pieces around, and maybe we'll have a more younger oriented WrestleMania as far as wrestlers go. Maybe we'll try to push somebody new. Yeah. Maybe we'll try to push somebody to a different level that they weren't pushed before. As far as storylines, everybody's freaking out. What are we going to do now? Cena was going to be in one match. Okay.
Yeah.
There was a Taker option, The Rock, whatever the options were. I don't think at this point WrestleMania, if we thought it was ruined, it should have been ruined like when Seth Rollins got injured.
Yeah. There's no question in my mind.
We're so far away.
WrestleMania. No.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many stars injured. The list just piles on at this point. John Cena being the biggest name that's injured right now in WWE, period. But at this point, my thoughts are, let's try to do something different. I mean, what else do you have to lose at this point?
Nothing to lose.
You can only gain. Like there's nothing else you can lose at this point. Maybe we start, maybe they do a little bit of a different WrestleMania push with, a member from the Bullet Club that they're trying to do. If that's 100% confirmed when it is confirmed. Or maybe we just give other younger talent like Kevin Owens has had a tremendous 2015, a different level, a different stage to jump on at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And I also liked your idea with Sami Zayn. So there's options, people freak the fuck out.
That's the
options.
thing. There are tons of options. I mean, there really are. There in no short order. I mean, you have John Cena going out is huge. Don't get me wrong. There's no question about that. It is a big thing to WWE, and I'm sure there are some people who are going to be freaking out about it within WWE. I don't think Triple H is going to be one of them because I feel like if this whole signing thing with the New Japan guys is legit and real, I got a feeling he had a big part to play in that. And now I'm sure he is fanning the paper to make sure those signatures dry just a little bit faster. Because you got to figure those roles that they had for Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles in particular, they might be growing now. They're names. They're big names. Yeah. And this could be exactly what they needed to get a little bit bigger push, for lack of a better word, or spot at WrestleMania. I don't know. I think Sami Zayn is going to be the biggest benefactor of this, though.
Yeah. I really thought Sami Zayn shouldn't have went back to NXT in the first place. He should have just debuted in WWE, but I understand the fact that you want to test his durability, and NXT is a good place to do it.
Yeah.
So
what about do you think that there's a possibility that they go to Brock Lesnar and ask him to maybe consider a more full-time role? That's a big panic move in my book, by the way.
Yeah. That would be. Like if I was a WWE, I wouldn't be as panicked as some people. Like I think people think they're sitting in a small room now, just like banging their head against the wall. Like people are freaking out for whatever reason, but I just don't. I don't believe that this is the end all be all kind of thing with John Cena. Yes, he's a big name. He brings a lot of money in. He's going to sell some seats, but if booked correctly, WrestleMania can sell with what they have now. Sure. And I'm excluding Daniel Bryan. I'm excluding. People names that I would love to see, like Cesaro, for the hardcore fans or whatever you want to call us. There's so many names out there, and NXT could help you. It's not a joke, bro. No. The NXT can help them move forward. And then if the acquisition of Bullet Club happens for sure, that's even a bigger push. AJ Styles is not like an indie household, name. He's a global name.
He's a global name. And I think people don't give Shinsuke Nakamura the credit that he is too. I mean, I see some people in the chat saying that he's not a name. He's a pretty friggin' substantial name. I mean, now, some casuals may not know who he is, but I guarantee, and that's exactly why WWE put out the tweets that they did. They want the casuals. Why else would WWE put it on WWE.com? The casuals are seeing it and looking these guys up. How many young fans do you think went and watched Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles over the weekend because of WWE? Fucking Wrestle Kingdom 10 should send him a check. Because they probably got a good bump in viewership because of that shit. Because now they want to know who these guys are. So I would not think that the casuals are going to be so surprised when these guys come in. They're going to know who they are. And that's why WWE did it. It was a smart move, advertising-wise.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm pretty brilliant.
I'm just not as worried as some people, man.
I'm not really worried about it either.
Yeah, I know you're not. It's just people are freaking out for
Where's
whatever
Scott?
reason. It's only
I
been
want to know
20
what
minutes.
Scott says. Let's beat up Scott.
Oh,
Where is he?
Just beat him up. He's probably sleeping. I don't know.
John
man, Scott,
Cena. He's never coming back.
No. Now, if Scott, if Cena's injured and then Roman Reigns gets injured, Scott's going to probably do something.
He's going to throw himself out. He's going to Eddie and the Cruiser himself off a fucking bridge. I don't know why I've been referencing Eddie and the Cruiser so much lately. I don't know. Gun Cannon 15. What do you think about this traumatic turn of events with John Cena?
See, this is what happens when you start playing Pokemon, Dave.
Yes, I affect the balance of the world. That's exactly what happened.
You kill things with a level 12 Paris, and then shit just gets real in the WWE.
It must be that deal with the devil that I made to beat Misty. John Cena suffered from it. What do you think about this, man?
That's quick. Holy Jesus! Apparently, everything goes to clusterfuck in one night. But I guess roughly it does. But I honestly think, and I heard you guys talking about it, the whole Sami Zayn's going to be the biggest benefactor. I think that's true. No. I mean, maybe this kind of pushes things. Maybe, for that main event match for WrestleMania. I mean, what if it becomes another Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar?
You know who I just know it's not going to be, and I just thought of something. I think I know who's going to be. You know who might even be a bigger benefactor than Sami Zayn? And I just thought of this, and I can't believe we didn't already say his name.
Not a clue.
Samoa Joe.
Didn't think of that.
Samoa Joe is a huge fucking name. He's entrenched in NXT. People know who he is now down there in the WWE product. He comes up. He can make a hell of a big wave, and his heel persona would work that he's been doing lately. He might be the guy. What do you think about that, Tutel?
Shit. I don't know. I don't know if I like Samoa Joe for that.
Oh, really? Well, I'm not saying he's
weird.
not going to come in and be. He's not going to come in and be John Cena. But like what I was saying earlier, with if he was taking on the Undertaker, Samoa Joe might be a guy that could step into that role. That could be interesting. The Samoa submission machine versus the Phenom. Some people consider that a goddamn dream match.
Sure, Samoa Joe would love to be booked at WrestleMania.
I'm sure he would. This might have got him into that spot.
Right. That's weird.
That's actually an interesting theory to think about. Him being in that spot.
It would elevate his character so far. It's just, even with him, let's say Taker comes out, one last match. And could you imagine being the guy to, have the last match with Taker?
Yeah, that's why I think it was going to be Cena. That's the main reason why I thought it was going to be Cena. That would be a hell of an honor to bestow on Samoa Joe.
Oh yeah, that would be the staple for him.
Yeah, it would.
He'd never leave the main roster at that point.
No, I don't know. We'll see. Hey, Gun Cannon, I appreciate the call, man.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Take it easy, brother. Yeah, I don't know. Samoa Joe just kind of bounced in my head. And he doesn't necessarily have to take on The Undertaker, but giving him a spot, and I just saw 4ZA say Samoa Joe versus Lesnar. That works.
Yeah.
And that frees Owens up to go into the to the Roman Reigns role, to take on Roman Reigns for the title, which I think is a bigger match than Roman and Gulp, maybe Triple H. That could be what they were planning. I have no idea.
They do a lot of weird shit, Dave. So
they are doing some weird shit.
They don't give a.
There's a lot of options, man.
Yeah.
A lot of options.
Again,
I figure because of Joe's, reputation. He's entrenched. I just think he works. I don't know who else. I can tell you who it won't be. It won't be James Storm, who is officially re-signed with TNA.
Got to take the money, man.
Hey, I don't blame him.
About his family.
I don't blame him. He went down to NXT. WWE used him once and then waited like 3 months and used him again. There was no indication that they were going to sign him full time. He did the right thing for himself. And TNA kind of did a smart thing by reuniting with Robert Roode, and reuniting Beer Money.
And they need something, and that's not bad, but to me, I still think TNA's way off the ball as far as what's happening in wrestling news today.
Oh, I watched a lot. Did you watch the live show?
That did not.
It was
I
awful.
tried to avoid it.
It was awful. They tried to make this Mike Bennett thing seem like such a big deal. It came off so bad in my book, and I cannot watch EC3 matches. I can't get through them. Matt Hardy and EC3 made me want to puke in my ass. It didn't do anything for me. And I don't like saying that about wrestlers. I don't like saying that about guys because I know how hard these guys work. But Matt Hardy's old as shit, and he's just not the guy that he ever was because Lord knows the only guy that he was a legend to was Matt Hardy. And EC3 is so fucking awkward. And he looks awkward. Everything he does is awkward. And I don't know, man. I did not like that show at all. But this isn't about TNA. This is about John Cena.
Cena. Yeah.
Can you hear Seth Rollins? What did I tell you, John? I told I'd take you out, John.
Right. Oh God. Yeah, it's I mean, Jesus. It's funny. I mean, it's not funny that he's injured. I just think
No.
To me, it's again, there's so many options. I'm not worried. I don't think anybody should be worried. Don't freak out right away. Everybody's like losing their heads over this online. I'm already reading posts like, oh my God, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? I don't know. Use the other 30 people that they have?
Yeah.
There's star power there.
Well, you have right now I anoint you the head creative for WWE. How do you deal with this?
What am I booking?
You're booking the next 3 months. The build towards WrestleMania.
Obviously Roman Reigns. So for me, I talked a little bit about like booking in the next 3 months. For me, I think it'll be smart. Nakamura for one should be on the main roster. Same with AJ Styles. Gallows and Anderson can stay on NXT for whatever.
Yeah.
And I agree with you earlier with them being a tag team at some point. Very good move.
That's what they've been.
They
know each other well.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't even want to think about Roman Reigns booking because I could care at this point. The whole Roman Rumble.
Let him keep going where he's going. He's going to win the Rumble, all that, and that's fine.
I look at Roman Reigns as like this separate. It's like there's this bus. It's WWE. It's a bus that's rolling down the highway. Roman Reigns is on the side cart.
Yeah.
Just taking a whiff.
Roman Reigns would be in a sidecar next to a bus. That's a great analogy. That's a great analogy.
So I mean that's the way I see that. As far as WWE, what you need to do is book. This is what I would do. I would book Kevin Owens like the star that he is.
Yeah.
And the 2015 year that he did have NXT champion, moving on, beating John Cena. Hell, who better to fight Undertaker than Kevin Owens? Then if he beat John Cena, right?
I don't know if I like that. Kevin Owens. I feel Kevin Owens needs a bigger spot than Taker. No offense to Taker. Don't get me wrong.
Because he would lose though. Kevin Owens would lose.
That's my issue. I don't think Taker would lose to him.
Right. I mean, it's so, dude. I'm just trying to think. I don't even know who should face Taker at this point. Does Taker even have a match at WrestleMania?
I'm sure he's going to. I'm sure he's going to.
One last match.
In Texas, he's probably going to go in the Hall of Fame. He's got to have one more.
The whole tour, the whole end of my career tour.
If there's anybody that they would bestow the same honor on that they did with Ric Flair, putting him in the Hall of Fame and then having his last match, it would be Taker. I just don't know who against. I really don't.
Yeah. Triple H, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, God, again? You want to have it for the fourth time? Oh, jeez.
Hey, man, end of an era times two,
Right?
Whatever.
Oh, my God. Well, you know what? They can do it in a Punjabi prison match.
Yes.
Those are fucking epic. Oh, my God.
Those get over real well. They get over real well. They really do.
They do. Taker Kane.
Yeah. Screw it, right?
Some people always thought that should be his last match. Some people really did think that.
I don't know why that would be his last match.
I know that the feud is ended, but I mean, do you think they go back to Taker fucking Lesnar?
No, I hope not.
I hope not too.
It's just be what a waste. First of all, what a waste of Lesnar and what a waste of Taker to do that.
It would be. Well, because of the Hell in a Cell match, it would be. If that wouldn't have happened, then they could have done it. But because of the Hell in a Cell match,
yeah. I mean, or maybe we'll just do an Undertaker last match open challenge at WrestleMania.
That's an interesting thing.
Where the dead man just
interesting concept.
call your grave, dig your own grave. The dead man's out here. Who wants to be the last burial of the Undertaker?
Right.
You know,
man. Like
Something
all
interesting.
the really obvious answers, like Sting, he's not ready. He's hurt.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know.
I like, you know what? The more I'm thinking about it, I like that idea. How good of a hype would that be to sell tickets? Who's going to be the last guy to fight Taker? And you're not
I
going to know
like that
until
idea.
Taker WrestleMania.
But
You're not going to know
they've
until
got to come
something
up
comes
with something so big. It can't disappoint. It can't be Heath Slater. And then
out. Hit Slater's music. Let's do it.
I'm a
for it,
one-man
actually.
band.
Oh man, yeah.
You know who's an interesting name, and I don't think that he ever took on the Undertaker, and he just came back. What about Chris Jericho? Jericho didn't really have any. I wouldn't think that Jericho would have huge plans for WrestleMania. He's the guy that I am always in favor of putting two older guys into a spot like that, so not to take away from a younger man's spot. I don't know if that has huge potential, but Jericho could work with him. He could work with anybody.
Yeah, very true. See, like maybe it's my fault. I'm thinking like really into it. Like I'm trying to figure out like who's the person. You're throwing out names like Jericho, who I haven't even like thought of. You're making it easy,
Yeah.
as far as like names. I'm trying to think like who would be the guy to lose to Undertaker at WrestleMania, or does Undertaker put you over at WrestleMania?
That's what I'm wondering. Does he even put anyone over? I mean, people, they like to do this in wrestling, not just WWE, but in wrestling. Sometimes they like people going out on their swords and their shields,
Yeah.
So him losing isn't out of the question. The fact that he's already lost before kind of helps that. So I don't know. I think I'm seeing this in here. Finn Balor. I mean, that's a possibility too.
Yeah.
But that's a huge spot for Finn. I mean, he'd be basically making his
Pittsburgh-
debut. I don't know.
Pittsburgh said Strowman. What the fuck? Come on.
You know
Pittsburgh.
what? I hate that idea, but I'm glad someone said Strowman, because did you see on Raw when he went face to face with Big Show? I did not know Strowman was that big. I mean, I knew he was.
Oh
big.
yeah.
I knew he
Oh
was.
yeah. He
big,
just
but
didn't. You didn't have anything to compare it with.
He was
But yeah.
eye to eye with Show.
Oh yeah, man. It's a big dude. That's the next Big Show.
I mean,
there.
there's 7-footers, and then there's legitimate 7 feet. He's every
Yeah.
bit of 7 foot tall.
Absolutely.
I met that guy. I mean, I know he's big, and Strowman.
And his physique at that age is better than Big Show's.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Big Show was more of like a I guess you can say chubbier type of, like Strowman's fucking muscle.
He is. He's huge. Well, he's a strongman. He's been in those strongman
Yeah,
competitions.
right, exactly. Right.
And
Yeah, we might see Strowman Big Show at WrestleMania, right? Retires
that's a
Big Show.
possibility. I wouldn't mind that.
They teased a little bit of it, but
I wouldn't mind it just because what else are they going to do?
right. Where does this Big Show win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal again?
Yeah, let's do that.
That was great, everybody. That was great.
It's pretty crazy. This
Weird,
is
man.
they do have a lot of options. That is definitely. It's kind of funny that Cena getting hurt. Everybody's now what we're talking about most is, well, who takes on Taker? Like, it was a foregone conclusion that it was going to be Cena, and I think that's. It probably. I did not want to see that match, by the way. Did not want to see it. I'm glad it's not happening. Not under these circumstances, but still.
It wouldn't. I didn't want to see that match. I don't think. I don't know. People. Fuck. I just hate when we put it when we put the careers next to each other and we're looking at sheets and we're not looking at. We're not looking at what's going to make it look. What's going to be really good.
Yeah.
And
we're not
Cena
looking
Taker
at a
to
good
me,
match.
I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it. I would take Cena Rock again over that.
Yeah, I
To be
would
quite
too.
honest with you,
I would too. I mean, I kind of wish that Sting was healed up, man, because if he could go, he would be the answer here.
how about that? I mean, what are we? 5 months? Not 5 months. Like 3 or 4 months away from WrestleMania.
He has time.
No.
But if he's having neck surgery like the last I read,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, he would be the perfect. The way I would book it is real simple. You put them both in the Hall of Fame the night before, and you have them have one final match. Doesn't really need a lot of storytelling, It's just two
I would
legends.
still book it I would still book it with my. If I was booking it, I would do the same thing. If Sting was healthy,
Have Sting come out unannounced.
have Sting come out. Dude, it would blow the freaking roof off that place. I don't care how good or bad the match is. It'll blow the roof off. Just that initial reaction.
You're right.
It would blow it out.
You just won
Don't
me
even
over.
put him in the Hall of Fame. Don't put him in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
You can do it next year.
You're right.
Just have Sting show up at Mania.
You're right. You're right.
Look.
You're 100% right.
I'm just thinking of shock value, I guess. I'm thinking of like blow my fucking mind out of the water.
Completely unadvertised. Nobody. You don't put him in the Hall of Fame the night before. Maybe Taker, but and because that way Taker could talk about it when I do my final open challenge tomorrow night. I guarantee you one thing, that I will rest in peace. You know, and then the next night it's fucking Sting, and that would be crazy. I really wish he was healthy. Fuck.
Yeah.
I really do. I don't know. Let's take another caller. Oh, I was about to take another caller, but he left. I think that's about all that we got for this. There's really not much more to talk about. So we'll go.
I don't know why I'm still married to that idea.
What's that, sir?
I don't know.
What's that,
I'm still married to that idea. I like it so much.
I like it too,
why.
man. You're fucking brilliant, dude. God.
It could be Finn Balor like that too. That would blow the roof off the place too.
Especially if he had his real epic demon intro. Yeah, that would be kind of crazy.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know if I could take his 7-minute intro and Taker's 27-minute intro. That's a lot of intro. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's an awful lot. I don't know.
Because if it was this, like I'm already like I just wish Sting was healthy now because I'm already thinking like Sting wouldn't even have an entrance. You'll just hear the crows. They'll go dark, and then Sting is staring at Taker in the middle of the ring, and when the lights go on. God damn it! I hate my life.
Chills. That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. So, what do you guys think? That's what I want to know. Hit me up on Twitter at DeadOnDaveV or in the comment section of this very video. But regardless of what you do, make sure you like, subscribe, and share, and all that good stuff. Also, check out my good friend here, Too Tall from XLT Live Podcast. I'm sure he wants them to go ahead and tweet him. And you know what he really loves? Dick pics. He loves dick pics.
Actually, it's Scott at McMillan Scott. That's who you want to tweet.
Yeah, that's your Twitter handle, at McMillan Scott.
At McMillan Scott. That's the person you want to tweet.
That's right. I'm going to send you many dick pics. Van Dyke, Van Patten, they're all coming to you, buddy. You just wait. Get it? Dick pics?
Yeah.
That's good. Fuck you. That's a good joke. All right. Thank you guys for joining us. I hope that you found this informative as well as entertaining. And I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about John Cena. I'm sure we'll talk more about it tomorrow night directly after SmackDown. I'll be live right here to take all of your concerns, your qualms, your hopes, your dreams, your sorrows. Don't go jumping off of bridges, folks. It's just wrestling, and it's only YouTube. Don't take it too seriously. Thanks, Too Tall. I appreciate you being here, buddy. Thank you to all you guys. Scott's in the chat. He told you to fuck off.
Oh, is he fucking Scott? Fucking
Yay!
Scott. You suck balls, Scott. You fucking queer.
We'll see you guys next time right here on Dead on Dave Productions. Take it easy. And as always, if you don't have talent, have talented friends. Peace.